Today's topic is benefits of volunteering. We've had a history, India has had a history of volunteering right from the beginning. Even for the freedom movement, there were volunteers. There have been volunteers to build temples, religious places. There have been volunteers for charitable purposes. It's always been a tradition in India. But as time has passed, we've seen the numbers decreasing. We've seen very few people coming out and volunteering. And moreover, right now people volunteer because they want something out of it. It's not because it's not a selfless gesture anymore. It's more of wanting something from volunteering, like maybe a certificate or maybe some benefit in terms of gaining admissions in colleges or getting some extra marks. Those kind of things are more important to people. Even if where employees are concerned, it's because the company is forcing them to volunteer. It's not because they want to volunteer on their own. So, but by and large, there are much more benefits for volunteering other than the ones that are obvious. Okay, so I thought today if we discuss that and put the message out, telling people that there are much more benefits to volunteering over and above the obvious ones, and it's important that you do this for the sake of yourself, and it has to be something that you do it because you don't want something in return, but because you want to change society or you want to do something for society as a whole. Okay, so that's the topic today, and we will talk about it in detail. Aristotle said, "What is the essence of life? To serve others and to do good. That's the essence of life." So be inspired, get involved, help yourself by helping others. Volunteering has a multi-pronged benefit. It helps in health, it helps to decrease stress, it helps give you a purpose in life, and it helps keep you engaged. Volunteers say that they feel better physically, mentally, emotionally. Volunteering helps manage people and lower stress levels. Volunteers feel a deeper connection to communities and to others. Volunteers are more informed healthcare consumers and are more engaged and involved in taking care of their own health. So why volunteer? You volunteer to learn or develop a new skill, be a part of your community, to develop a sense of achievement, boost your career options, give something back, develop new interests and hobbies, gain new experiences, meeting a diverse range of people, which is very important because that's how you increase your social networks and learn to communicate with more and more people, a wider network of people. Send a signal to your future employer, impress your friends and family, and have fun. 5 reasons to volunteer. 1 is to reap health benefits. 2nd is to advance your career. 3rd is to build relationships. 4th is to boost your happiness. And 5th is to make an impact. So what is volunteering? Volunteering is any activity that involves spending time, unpaid, doing something that aims to benefit the environment or someone, individuals or groups, other than or in addition to close relatives. Volunteering provides a way of giving your time and skills to help others and to progress yourself. So volunteering is good for you. Volunteering also helps in employability, and it's a win-win situation. It improves your value system, it improves your understanding, it enhances your personal self, it enhances your career, it enhances your social networks, and it's a protective factor for you, emotionally also. So for employability, what are the important factors? You learn teamwork, you learn to communicate, you learn to reflect, you learn how to problem solve, you learn to develop a positive attitude, you learn leadership skills, you learn to develop an enterprise, and you learn planning. So if you volunteer for an NGO, those are the benefits that you get. There's also the organizational benefits that the organization incurs when you have volunteered and gone to an organization. and I'm talking about a commercial organization, not an NGO. So the kind of benefits that an organization gets, like a corporate setup, or it's increased productivity, peer rated and financial performance, reduced absenteeism, creativity and cognitive flexibility, higher income, cooperation and collaboration, organizational performance. So these are the major points that benefit people. Individuals with induced positive emotions were more productive in an experimental setting. Happy workers were more likely to be rated higher by supervisors and in terms of financial performance. So you link it to what benefits you individually get, and those benefits in turn accrue in terms of your performance in the organization. So if you're happy, if you're a volunteer, and if you volunteered for a purpose, you gain happiness, and when you gain happiness, you're much more involved in your work, and you are much more productive in your work. Happiness can increase curiosity, creativity, and motivation among employees. Happy individuals are more likely to engage collaboratively and cooperatively during negotiations. Well-being is positively associated with individual earnings. Longitudinal evidence suggests that happiness at one point in time predicts future earnings, even after controlling for confounding factors. Greater satisfaction among employees tends to predict organization level productivity and performance in terms of revenue, sales, and profits. Okay. Volunteering for fun living and fulfillment of your life. We said volunteering should be fun too. Volunteering is a fun and simple path to investigate your premiums and ardors. Doing volunteer work you find compelling and intriguing could be an unwinding, stimulating getaway from your normal standard of work, school, or family responsibilities. Volunteering additionally gives you recharged inventiveness, cause, and vision that can extend into your individual and professional life. Give time, get back. A new sense of possibility, inspiration, faith in humanity, love, a profound sense of contribution. That's what you gain. Is volunteering good for your health? The health benefits of volunteering. Volunteering reduces the body stress and also releases endorphins, that is the brain's natural painkillers. 95% of individuals feel good after volunteering. These are all research-based findings. Regular volunteers were 10 times more likely to be in good health than people who didn't volunteer. 96% of people said volunteering makes them feel happier. 68% said volunteering makes them feel healthier. And 73% said volunteering makes them feel less stress. 58% said volunteering helps them sleep better. So there are lots of health benefits to volunteering, and this is based on research done by Dr. Alan Lux and Dr. Stephen Post. They conducted a survey among volunteers, and they found that this is what the benefits that they get from volunteering on an average of 100 hours per year. Okay. Benefits of volunteering in terms of personal achievements. About a quarter of the people who have volunteered in the past 12 months say that volunteering has helped them to manage a chronic illness. 76% of people who volunteered in the last 12 months say that volunteering has made them feel healthier. 94% of people who volunteered in the last 12 months say that volunteering improves their mood. 95% say they are helping to make their community a better place. That's a feel-good factor for them. 96% say that volunteering enriches their sense of purpose in life. 80% say that they have control over their health. They feel that they have control over their health. And 78% say that volunteering lowers their stress levels. So, in terms of benefits of volunteering, there's been quite a few research papers, and these are part of the research papers that have been, I'm just mentioning them. One of the research papers talked about cluster helping behaviors with many motivations. It's done by Wilson in 2000. Another associated with health and social benefits for volunteers, that's done by Cassidy and Jenkinson. Scalable but intensity varies, that's done by Lowe. And social relationships and networks are important for determinants of health, that's the Marmot review. Volunteering also helps mental health. Ample research is testimony to the fact that volunteering has a positive impact on the mental health of volunteers, be it the young and fresh out of college students or elderly volunteers. Volunteering for the needy is a great activity to indulge in for an uplift of the mental health. So we talked about employability factors where volunteers are concerned, and what employers are looking for is basically teamwork, communication. We saw the benefits that you would accrue if you are a volunteer, and teamwork, communication skills, reflection, problem solving, numeracy skills, IT, leadership, enterprise planning, positive attributes are what employers are looking for in their candidates. And what's good for employers when they take in people who have volunteered is 49% of people who are new to volunteering said that volunteering has helped them with their career in the paid job market. 56% of the new volunteers felt that volunteering would help their career. Stronger colleague relationships are built, and people also have learned teamwork skills. So 87% said that they've learned teamwork skills and time management skills. So there are a lot of benefits that you would accrue if you are a volunteer, and it will help you develop your job skills also. So volunteering is good for the community and for you. Robert Ingersoll said that we rise by lifting others. The best feeling of happiness is when you're happy because you've made someone else happy. One of the greatest gifts you can bestow upon another, if someone is in need, lend them a helping hand. Do not wait for a thank you. True kindness lies within the act of giving without the expectation of something in return. That's what kindness is about. When you volunteer, we all grow. It's not just you alone who's growing, it's also the group who's working with you, and also your family, your friends, your relatives, because everyone learns from the experience. It's interconnected. Research shows that those who actively volunteer in community service are significantly healthier and happier than those who do not. Volunteer to stay healthy and happy. The secret message communicated to most young people today is that they are not needed. For society to attempt to solve its problems without the full participation of even very young people is imbecile. That's Alvin Toffler who said that. The world tells us to seek success, power and money. God tells us to seek humility, service and love. That's what Pope Francis says. Volunteering is at the very core of being a human. No one has made it through life without someone else's help. So if you volunteer, you could volunteer in different areas, like you'd volunteer in sports, volunteer to inspire others, volunteer to receive training, meet new people, have fun, make a difference, be involved, build your CV, get your skills and try new things. If you have 5 minutes, give blood, carry someone's groceries to their car. If you have 30 minutes, have lunch with a child, collect donations for a charity. If you have 1 hour, help at a soup kitchen. I know in India we don't have that soup kitchen facility, but all over the world there is that soup. It's like a free food delivery system for people who for the homeless, basically. So it's a similar thing would be what's happening in gurudwaras. It's a soup kitchen of sorts where they provide food for the needy through the langars.
There's one more concept is that if there is leftover food, rather than disposing it off like garbage, You can call a particular number, they'll come collect it and feed the needy.
Yeah, but I don't know how practical that is, because
No, in some
it might not be
instances it
viable.
works. In
Yeah,
some instances it works. In some it doesn't.
it doesn't. And moreover, what happens is, by the time you know that there's going to be extra food, it's already too late to give it to anyone.
Yeah, because it's perishable. highly
Yeah,
perishable.
yeah. So, and you can't give that food the next day, because then you don't.
Yeah, it's
It's when you're especially making for the mass, it's not something that lasts for long. So if you have 1 hour, help at a soup kitchen, tutor a student in reading, deliver, serve healthy hot meals, take a shelter dog for a walk. If you have 5 hours, clean up a park, participate in a fun run or walk, provide transportation services. If you have 1 day, beautify a school, coach a community sports team, help build a home for a family in need. If you have 1 month, hold a donation clothing drive for a shelter, raise funds and awareness for a cause, and help with the scouting group. So there are lots of things you can do. These are just some examples that I've put out. And why should youth volunteer? Because volunteer improves self-esteem in adolescents. Adolescents who have low self-esteem are 1.26 times more likely to develop major depression, 1.60 times more likely to develop anxiety disorders, 1.32 times more likely to be addicted to tobacco, 1.48 times more likely to be convicted of violent crimes, 1.32 times more likely to be convicted of any crime during adulthood, and 2.13 times more likely to leave school early and less likely to attend university. So disadvantaged youth are less likely to volunteer than their peers. That's false. That's not true. In fact, more disadvantaged youth volunteer than those who have advantages. 41% of a disadvantaged youth think they make a little, almost none, or no difference at all. Only 10% of disadvantaged youth believe that they can make a big difference in their community. Volunteering is equal to self-esteem. I mean, that's something you need to understand. So when you volunteer, you need to match your skills with that of the organization requirement. Because if you're mismatched, then you won't gain anything from it. You end up feeling dissatisfied. You end up feeling, all the negatives work then. So volunteering in your health. We need volunteers. We need you. And that's the contact for ASRA.
To get the tax benefits.
Yeah.
Now, this has been my experience